speech.
What was the biggest impetus to buying Twitter?
I was growing increasingly concerned that there was lack of freedom of speech and freedom of expression. There was a lot of censorship. Some of it was obvious, a lot of it was hidden.
Okay, everyone, come on in. As you can see what this video is going to be about. Yes, Biden's DOJ versus Elon Musk. I came across the X. I came across this post on X, formerly known as Twitter, a few weeks ago. I'm getting to you all late. I don't know if you all are aware of this, but the Department of Justice is going after Elon Musk. I'm going to be sharing a couple screens with you guys, sharing one clip with you all, and maybe in a couple of screens, basically. But before I continue with my commentary, action, and opinion, I need for you all to smash that like button. Let's get my likes up to support the mix, to get me through the algorithm. It's good for you guys to like the video and also share the video and engage in the comment section. That's free. Most importantly, just listen to the video. Yes, listen to this video from beginning to end. I promise you guys I won't keep you all long at all. Okay, so in my opinion, you guys, before I share this full clip with you all, I think that because I seen this whole entire Twitter, quote unquote, now X, I seen this entire Twitter acquisition go on via Twitter over the past, couple years when Elon Musk expressed interest in purchasing Twitter. And I instantly thought too, because, and Twitter is, excuse me, now X, it's my go-to for information over all social media platforms. It is, in my opinion, today's X post Elon Musk takeover, for our purchase, is more, in my opinion, freedom of speech. And then even before that, when Jack Dorsey, I think, was the owner of Twitter, I was still on Twitter more than other social media platforms. Twitter is global, and in my opinion, Twitter reaches more people, and you do have more of a free speech, especially nowadays under X, as opposed to the other platforms that's owned by different billionaires. But nevertheless, I digress. So I witnessed all of this sort of unfold. Of course, I wasn't at the transaction or the purchase table, but that's what I'm basically stating, that I seen all of the exchanges and all of that, and then people chiming in. Administration, I guess you can call it the president's administration, and a lot of other politicians, I guess they thought it was funny that he was going to try to buy Twitter, and I don't think they thought it was going to happen. And this is just from my opinion and observation from being on the platform. So with that being said, at one point Elon was trying to pull out of the deal because it's a mess. It was a mess in terms of the entire platform from a technology infrastructure perspective, and it was overpriced. So he did pay for it at an overpriced dollar figure. Hence, Elon has ushered in, I guess, the blue check, the yellow check, depending on, I guess, what style of content you're bringing to the platform. And everybody could purchase a check mark, pretty much, under whatever level your content is under, especially if you're a creator. So the powers to be, and I'm probably kind of going all over the place, because I do believe that the reasoning for this is power dynamics. Because if you all do not understand, the presidential election, to be fair, transparent, and honest from a reach and engagement and a social media perspective, X, formerly known as Twitter, played a huge part in the previous presidential elections. It did. To me, it's number one. That's just my opinion. I don't have studies or stats to prove or to gauge to see if I'm on the mark, which I don't, and it also depends on who creates the studies and all of that. But I believe, in my opinion, that it's number one in terms of impact far as elections. far as influence in so many different sectors. So yeah, but let me go ahead and share this clip, and then I'll come back with more of my commentary, reaction, and opinion. This full clip.
What was the biggest impetus to buying Twitter?
I was growing increasingly concerned that there was lack of freedom of speech and freedom of expression. There was a lot of censorship. Some of it was obvious, a lot of it was hidden. How are people in a democracy supposed to make the right decision if they don't have the right information? If they're being misled or important information is being withheld. Free speech is only relevant if we allow people that you don't like to say things you don't like. Otherwise, it loses all meaning.
What was the big...
Okay, you guys. That clip was the full clip, and as I was stating before I shared the clip, I do believe it's a power dynamic in terms of the reason why Biden's DOJ, Jim Crow Joe's DOJ, and I call him Jim Crow Joe, look up his record, is going after Elon Musk. And let me share another screen with you guys regarding the actions that they're taking. To me, in my opinion, I do believe they're weaponizing their powerful position just to try to gain some type of leverage over Elon Musk and to kind of take him down in a sense. This is just my opinion. You can call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever you want to, but I do my best to stay informed and abreast on certain topics that are truly an interest to me and truly I think would possibly shape the world. Knowledge is power, and I encourage you all to just start paying attention to some things that you may not normally pay attention to, and just follow the trajectory of it if you can, of course. But let me go ahead and share this other screen. Okay, this was some weeks ago, and this is from X, formerly known as Twitter. Elon Musk, his tweet. Exactly. SpaceX was told repeatedly that hiring anyone who was not a permanent resident of the United States would violate international arms trafficking law, which would be a criminal offense. We couldn't even hire Canadian citizens despite Canada being part of NORAD, RAD. This is yet another case of weaponization of the Department of Justice for political purposes. Boom. This was Elon's tweet. And this was another tweet. I'm not sure who tweet this was, but I think this came, the New York Post. It was a article too. So weaponization. President Biden is suing at Elon Musk SpaceX for only hiring citizens and lawful residents to build advanced rockets. The DOJ argues that Elon must hire illegals to build his fleet of rockets. What do you think? Okay, you guys. This is the actual article from the New York Post. I'm going to go over some excerpts of this article. Feds sue Elon Musk SpaceX for allegedly shunning refugee asylees. Okay, basically, the article is citing the Biden administration sued Elon Musk-owned rocket and satellite company SpaceX on Thursday for allegedly discriminating against asylees and refugees in hiring. The lawsuit alleges that from at least September 2018 to May 2022, SpaceX routinely discouraged asylees and refugees from applying and refused to hire or consider them because of their citizenship status. In violation of the Immigration and Nationality Act, the Justice Department said in a statement. In job postings and public statements over several years, SpaceX wrongfully claimed that under federal regulations known as export control laws, SpaceX could hire only U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents, sometimes referred to as green card holders, the DOJ added. The laws bar foreign persons from being given access to export-controlled items without approval from the State Department or Department of Commerce, but permits U.S. persons, including citizens, residents, refugees, and asylees, according to the law. Immigrants had virtually no chance of being fairly considered or hired for a job at SpaceX, the lawsuit states, saying the company's hiring practices were routine, widespread, and long-standing and harmed asylees and refugees. The Department of Justice also pointed to online posts from the company's billionaire owner Musk as examples of discriminatory public statements. Okay, you guys, so what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Let's talk about it. Yep, when it comes to the free speech perspective, again, and Elon Musk, and I'm paraphrasing, he even voted for Democrat president. So I think that was thrown out there too as a weak kind of argument. Which side of the aisle he's on? Do he support Trump? I don't even think he voted for President Trump. And I'm paraphrasing and going off of memory right now because I do follow Elon on X. And before he even took over Twitter, so, but if you listen to that clip and you can play it back, go back at it or whatever, go back to it if you need to. Free speech was on the table for Elon's decision making, and I'm paraphrasing. I think that was the driving force as to why he purchased Twitter, as he stated in that video, in that clip. And I don't blame him if he had the money and the time. I mean, he's his own person, he's his own man, so, but sometimes when you think about it, it's not about, apparently it's not about the money because he paid overpriced for it. So, of course, he's trying to make his money back at the end of the day. Sometimes money is not the driving force, that's what I want to say, behind people making certain decisions. Sometimes it's principle, sometimes it's ethics, sometimes it's integrity, and granted, Elon Musk will make billions from X, and I do believe so. And to my understanding, he's recouping his loss from, the deficit he came in at, because like I stated, the infrastructure, technology-wise, programming-wise of Twitter was horrible prior to Elon Musk taking over. It has changed drastically. And in terms of, to me, it's reminding me of a YouTube, and you're able to do more. He's also encouraged people, as far as content creators, to come on over there. And I am going to possibly take my channel and talents over there from a content creation perspective. I do post here and there content-wise, but meaning what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay for a content creator check mark. I will, right now I think it's under $10, so I'm going to give it a try so my content could gain reach to more people, because that's all you're paying for, is for your tweets, your content, whatever you post, to reach more of a wider audience from an engagement perspective. So I'm going to do that. But yeah, it's free speech. Free speech was his driving force in terms of decision making, and I respect him for that, because he had the money, the investors, and all of that, and he took a risk on his beliefs, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody can't be bought, and as I stated in the beginning, X is huge in terms of influential wise, impact wise, engagement wise, when it comes to whatever's going on in the world. To me, in my opinion, it's the number one social media platform in terms of information. And not to say everything on there is fact or true, and just like all the other social media platforms, everything on Facebook is not fact or true. Who's controlling what's true or not? Who's over that? I think when you speak about Facebook has, I remember they rolled out a committee or something, to probably a fact check committee. Who's fact checking the fact check committee? So they are making the decisions as to what is true or not? Man, that's crap. That's BS. Where are these people from? What are their backgrounds? Who is this committee? What's the makeup of this? To drive information, to pick and choose as to, oh, this is right, this is accurate, this should be. No. That's, to me, that's a form of censorship, so I just, I don't know. But I do not even think Elon Musk has that type of committee. Correct me if I'm wrong, because again, he just took over Twitter, and he's been making a lot of changes technology-wise. He's really focused on the technology, in my opinion, which is has advanced under his watch thus far. But as you can see, when we speak about immigration, illegals, asylums, and that language, it's all grouped together, and it can be used interchangeably. Because I do believe, in my opinion, that the Biden administration, Jim Crow Joe's administration, they are not only trying to force Elon to follow this new law or modified law or plan, whatever. They're forcing companies across the United States to do the same. So this border control is a huge problem. So, and I can't speak for Elon Musk or get into the logistics of that in terms of, is this law this or that, or does it really apply? Can he really be penalized? Is he really discriminating? I don't know that to be fact, because these people, they come in here, they take these laws, they manipulate, they rewrite, they tweak, create these type of loopholes in their thought process and the interpretation of it. They spin it. Let me just keep it real. They spin it. They spin it to work for whatever agenda they are pushing or forcing. If that's just, it's my opinion. You could believe it as fact or not. I don't know, but that's just my opinion. That's what I believe. It's just like the law in itself, period. They cherry pick and apply or manipulate or tweak it or use it for something that doesn't even fit what they're going after the person about. To me, that is a form of weaponization. It is. So, but let me know your thoughts. Biden's DOJ versus Elon Musk. I know Elon also tweeted too once. He can't wait for discovery. I just hope he gets a fair trial, because a lot of these judges, in my opinion, are bought and paid for, depending on who appointed them at a certain level, depending on what jurisdiction, depending on, so this is it, you guys. Power is everything. And under Elon Musk watch, he can't be controlled by the Dems or the Republicans, the red, white, or blue, if you want, whatever you want to call it. He can't be controlled by it. He's stumping to his own beat. He's for the people, in my opinion. And so, like I said, this could impact the next election. So they're trying to go after him, how they've done many other people who do not agree with their message, their method, or their agenda. And I don't think that's right or fair. Like free speech, like Elon, I think he stated something like that in that clip about, pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, people pick and choosing was free speech or not. If you don't agree with something, you have to be silenced. Something is floating around too on the internet, reports is stating that how, and I heard this actually on the radio, how somebody reported on it, how the CV was came from a lab in China or something like that. And I remember the former president was saying that, and people were calling him racist, this and that, and now it's information coming out. And again, this is just this. I heard this on the radio, and this is like floating around. I'm quite sure if you Google it, you can pick up on some information, but conduct your own due diligence to see if it's fact or not, or if it's a strong chance that the story is true. People in the media were getting paid by, I think, the administration. This is just speculation and allegedly, to dispel that message, to say basically it wasn't created in China, when in fact it was. Again, this is alleged, so this is floating around. I will probably do a little bit more digging and some research, and then come back with on the video pointing to that topic. So basically they're stating that people were paid off in the media to spin a different story, to dispel that statement, or to dispel that narrative that the CV came from China. Basically, they were saying, oh, that's a lie. That's misinformation. When in fact, it wasn't misinformation. It was the truth. So this is what's being alleged. So there's, I think, an investigation underway to investigate different media outlets in terms of their narratives and messaging, and if they were paid off or approached to and asked to run stories to counter that. And if that is the case, that there you go, right there. It's free speech. You got people controlling free speech and what message that they want out, whether it be true or not. That's not free speech. That's not free speech. So But yeah, so the Department of Justice is going after Elon Musk because he won't hire asylums and illegals for, I guess, SpaceX. And again, just to recap, to me, it's just a witch hunt because they can't control and have this type of power over Elon, who is now the owner of X, formerly known as Twitter. And Elon Musk purchased Twitter due to influence to purchase Twitter due to free speech. He saw it crumbling in America. So, and this is just, you know, my recap and opinion of it. So, but yeah, drop a comment, like this video, share this video. I hope this information finds you well, but stay abreast and informed as much as possible, you guys. Conduct your own research and due diligence, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.